The noon hour of Madness and Mayhem, the podcast.
Starting off the noon hour with Deftones, My Mind is a Mountain. I am a literal mountain. I am Peaches here by myself once again. Victor is out for the entire week. I hope you're having a great hump day so far. We are in the exact middle of the middle day of the week. Yeah. Sorry, I thought I'd point that out. But we determined what exactly we are going to do, I think, for the Riverbend Fantasy Football League. If this is the first time you're hearing me talking about this, I was able to convince 9 other people here in the office to join our fantasy football league. Viktor, I didn't want him to join. I just felt like he would have asked me what to do the whole time. He wouldn't have cared. Like halfway through the season, when I play fantasy football, I want everybody else to be heavily involved. I want them to be into it the entire season. And, well, we determined what's going to happen to the loser. Not only are they going to get that embarrassing trophy, I'm hoping that maybe I should get my dad on the show, talk to him about it on the air. I'm thinking about having, my parents make a loser trophy, a giant loser trophy, and also a trophy for the first place winner, but also for the last place person. Now, the big boss man down the hallway came up with this idea. So if he's the one who said it, we can do it, right? He basically said the loser has to make a promo that airs on all channels, all 13 of them, saying something like, "Hi, this is Peaches. I'm a fantasy football loser. I suck. I'm the absolute worst." Goes on from there, for about like 30 seconds. Just publicly humiliate myself. Put it in heavy rotation. It just plays every so often. Just me admitting that I'm horrible. But I don't think I'll be getting last place. I think there's a couple of other people in the league that will, well, who knows? It's all luck-based, really. Sort of mostly luck, but also you kind of see who's doing somewhat decent. It's always fun when you play in a fantasy football league with people who have never done it before. They keep yelling out, "I don't know what to do," but somehow they end up in first place. I feel like we'll have some sleepers in this league. We got a couple people from down the hall. We got Jacob. We got Mac, one of our new salespeople. We got Maddie, who's been on the air with me plenty of times. She hosted Jenk Show last Saturday. She's going to host Jenk Show again this Saturday. We got literally the entire Tyler family. We got Josh, Chantel. Well, we're missing Emery, but Josh, Chantel, their son Beck are going to be involved. 10 people, only one champion in the Riverbend Fantasy Football League. We'll see who ends out on top. We'll have the draft this Friday. Maybe I'll do some social media posting with it. Maybe I'll go live on the K-Bear Facebook page. If you're that bored on a Friday evening, you might as well watch it. K-Bear 101 FM on all social media platforms. The Foos on K-Bear 101, Idaho's only rock station. I'm thinking for my birthday coming up in 16 days. Who's counting, I'm thinking for my birthday on the 29th. That's the day that I leave to go back home to California for a week, celebrate with my family, my friends back home. First time doing that since 2023, maybe 2022. Yeah, I think 2022. But I was thinking I was maybe going to pass this by Viktor, or maybe just do it and say, "Hey, sorry." But on my birthday, for the afternoon show at least, just do all songs that I want everyone to hear. All Peaches picks for the entirety of the afternoon show, and see how that goes. Maybe I should make it a voting poll on the K-Bear 101 Idaho Rock and Metal Facebook group. Maybe all songs that I've played as picks of the day that are going to be played. I don't know. By the way, if you haven't joined our K-Bear 101 Facebook group, please do so. It's always fun in there. Wait, what did I just see pop up on the screen? I just exited out of it, but I think the community chat for the K-Bear group is going away soon. Well, that sucks. I asked the question. It's not my to Peach their own question. It might be, but I don't want to just sit there during the 4 o'clock hour and have people list off bands and go, "Okay, let me check them out. Let me add them to the list." I just asked the question, what band do you think should be way bigger than they are? There's a couple people that are very adamant when it comes to their favorite band and trying to push them on the air. They hit us up or they put it in the comment section. And they'll say things like, I've been trying to get Caber to play this band for quite some time, but they haven't. Oh, well, things like that. Matt wrote Fozzy, which I could definitely throw on one of their tracks at least during the noon hour here. Silverstein from Jeff with Emery and Berlin, 4 years strong. He's basically naming a whole bunch of nostalgia bands that you would definitely hear on Alt 101, Idaho's alternative. You can download the app for it today through any app store. Lonnie wrote Sleep Theory. They're blowing up. I'm excited for them to see how big they can get. Back in 2022, we had Bad Omens in studio, and look how big they've become. That was before The Death of Peace of Mind came out. I think it was 2021 when they stopped by, because I think that album came out in late 2021. But it was around the time the album came out was when they were in our studio with us. And I think Phyllis interviewed them, and yeah, what a great choice that was to have those guys stop on by, because now they're huge in the scene. Mark writing the local band Godbone. You should check them out. Godbone, they're awesome. If you just want to answer that question, you can on the K-Bear at 101 Idaho Rock and Metal Facebook group. What band do you think should be way bigger than they are? So the Instagram page that we've talked about before, the crappy radio jock page, they have posted all about the Woody Show and that influencer Akana drama that I've mentioned on both this program and my afternoon show. They mentioned the whole drama, the full summary of what's been going on between the two. Basically, I'll just go over it real fast. The Woody Show does a segment I can't say the name of on the air because that would be a JPA, a Jade Pucker alert. The people on the show determined whether this person that they interview, they find on the street is this or that. Well, the person they found on the street turns out to be an influencer who has 1.4 million followers. And basically what ended up happening is that the dudes on the show started rating her from 1 to 10, which is already a cringe thing to do. I mean, let's be honest here. If you're still going, she's a solid 8 or he's a solid 7, stop. I personally don't ever do that. It's like a solid 6. What? But they basically were trying to overall say on the show, just a couple of the people on the show said she was ugly. And so she then did a whole video saying, hey, I was interviewed by this radio show and then judged for my appearance. So her dedicated fans started attacking the Woody Show and all of that. And they started reporting the producer's account to the point where it got removed off of Instagram. Yeah, it's getting intense over there. So overall, people in the comments were saying, oh, rating a woman from 1 to 10 is lazy radio. And these were other radio people. So I had to chime in saying there's peak lazy radio out there that the Woody Show is not doing. And by that, I mean they're not doing the stupid phone call segments. They're not doing the stupid weather updates. If you still do a weather update as a radio show in 2025, you need to get out of the business. Like anybody can pull out their phone and check and see what the weather is like. Even traffic updates. Get rid of those. No need for a sponsored traffic update. I was listening to, what radio station was it in LA? And they still had this traffic update brought to you by, and then it just goes right into the sponsor. And then has the guy talk real fast. On the 405, we got congested 6 lanes. Of course, there's a whole lot of cars out there. In LA, the only traffic update you should do is it's completely gridlock. Get off the highway and don't drive. Simple as that, right? I just don't understand why we still need traffic updates, weather reports, even the morning shows like Elvis Duran's morning show, who still does horoscopes. And they jump around the room and say, Pisces, this is yours. Virgo, this is yours. Capricorn, this is yours. Who wants to hear that? Who says, oh, I really needed that to get my day going. I really needed that on this morning show. The second date update crap, get rid of that. Maybe I should do a whole social media. I was thinking about it, of doing things radio needs to get rid of in the modern age and post it on social media, make it a heavily edited TikTok and say, if your radio show's still doing this, drop it. Or tag a radio show that's still doing this and or tag a radio show in the comments and see how many people will comment with a wide variety of radio shows, still doing the same old boring segments. Innovate, come up with some new stuff. At least the Woody Show was daring. It wasn't the best segment, but at least they're daring to try something new. And that's what you got to do. You got to catch up to the modern age of podcasting. And there's so many options people can listen to nowadays. So many options. I talked about it yesterday with Howard Stern, how he was all upset that these modern podcasters have way better streaming numbers compared to him. He's now just a celebrity interviewer who puts out his hardcore political opinion on the air. And, and he's older. He's 71. He should have passed the torch a while ago, saying, hey, I'm now done. I've made my money. Let's see who else can become the king of all media. Wrapping up this solo noon hour of Madness and Mayhem by saying that this Saturday, August 16th, Justin from 105 The Hawk, Josh from Classy 97, they're both going to be at the Idaho Falls Farmers Market from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. along Memorial Drive. They'll be collecting donations for the Idaho Falls Community Food Basket. You can see a full list of what exactly the food basket needs by going to the Farmers Market link right there through the K-Bear app, the Alt app, or the Cannonball 101 app. You'll see things like cereal they're in high need of, canned chili, mac and cheese. I see canned veggies as well. You can bring a 2-pound bag of rice. Any other shelf-stable food you wish to donate would be greatly appreciated. And then after you donate, you can explore over 170 local vendors at the Idaho Falls Farmers Market. Happens every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. But this Saturday, Josh from Classy, Justin from 105 The Hawk, they'll be there with the Riverbend Media Group booth. Go donate what you can. And I'll be back at 2 for Peaches Pit Party. I will see you then. I'll leave you with Architects. Everything ends. See you then.
The noon hour of Madness and Mayhem is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com.